What is your name?
Hello, my name is Jack Carter.
Vernon Volker.
My name is Mary Pierre.
My name is Karma. It's so nice to meet you.
Gordon Page.
My name is Braun James Morgan.
My name is Richfield Hawksley.
I'm Tyler Taylor.
My name is Daisy Coates.
My name is Craig Conlon.
Henry Mills.
I'm Sarah, the stage manager. Everybody just calls me Sarah, the stage manager.
Susanna Huntsman.
Where were you born?
I was born in Staten Island, New York.
I was born just like in town here. You know, my family's lived here for years.
I was born in Brooklyn. My mom did a home birth. She had like a doula and everything. It was so cool.
I was born in upstate New York.
Backstage.
I was born in Boxford, Massachusetts. New York.
Vancouver.
Staten Island, New York.
Well, I think that's kind of a confusing question because I believe people are born every morning and die every night. So I guess I would answer that this morning I was born in whatever inconsequential part of New Hampshire that we're in right now.
Born outside of New York. We were originally from upper state New York, and then my father got a job in the city, so we moved down to Brooklyn.
I was born in Manhattan.
I was born in Greenwich, Connecticut.
I was born right here. Lived here my whole life.
What are your father and mother's names, and where were... My parents' names were Leslie and Kelly. Where were they born? I have no idea.
My mother is the Cassandra Taylor. My dad's name is Greg. My mother is from a long line of, the in crowd in Greenwich.
Mom's name is Katrina. She was born pretty close to here in Brookline, Mass. And my dad's name is Julian. He was born in Paris. He's French. That's where the last name comes from.
Victor and Viola Volker. Vienna. And Albuquerque.
Well, my father's name was Theodore, and my mother's name was Susanna. And, I'm sorry, where was I born?
Where were they born?
Where were they born? My father actually was a coal miner from Pennsylvania area, and my mother, well, she was local.
Craig and Mildred Conlon, and they were born here too.
My mother's name is Jamie Brooks, and my father's name is David Carter.
And where were they born?
Oh, sorry. They were both born in upper state New York. They went to high school together, actually, high school sweethearts.
Jacqueline and David Coates. My mother was born in Paris, and my father was also born in New York City.
Well, I don't really think it's important who the parents are so much as what they produced, which is me. So I'd like to focus on that right now.
Their names are Anne and Jim Violet, and they were born the same place I was.
My father's name was William. He was born in Staten Island as well. My mother's name was Rosemary. She was born in Manhattan.
My mom's name is Elisa Desdemona Turner. She was born in Reno, Nevada. My dad's name is David Morgan, and he was born in Winchester, Massachusetts.
You credit your mother with first nurturing your passion for the stage and especially music. What is a song that you remember her for?
Well, she used to sing a lot from The Sound of Music, and I know I'd love to do that show. Barbara's been pushing for us to do it. Oh, you know what? I'll just show you. Why don't you? One of the songs my mother used to sing. The hills are alive with the sound of music. Oh, well, you don't need to hear me sing all day.
How did the first creative spark ignite in you?
Well, I was always told that I was a bossy child, which I would say was more of a proclivity towards the directorial arts, so I knew that I always wanted to do something where I could tell people what to do.
Well, I actually won an oratorical contest when I was only 4 years old. From there, haven't been able to get me off the stage.
I feel like people don't say that I have a creative spark. When I was in second grade, I won a drawing contest with a drawing of a squirrel on a tree, so we'll say that.
My parents took me to see a show on Broadway. Believe it was a musical, The King and I.
Oh,
Well, I won my second grade talent show with a performance of Breaking Free from High School Musical, and my dad was so excited. You know, being from Paris, he's like always been really supportive of my artistic side, so I just kept auditioning for everything I could after that.
I used to have to lie to my mother so she wouldn't find out that I smoked cigarettes.
I mean, we had a local theater right next to our house, so we saw a lot of people going in and out. And my father was actually, surprisingly, for being in the military, was a big theater man. So he took me to a lot and kind of caught on from there.
Well, I had a very different kind of group of friends back in school, and we went out one night and we saw a show, and it was something that was creative and awe-inspiring, and I thought it was something of the most elegant and beautiful thing I've ever seen, and I was into it ever since then, so that's what makes me creative, I guess.
You know, theater is just really fun. I like watching plays and stuff here in my hometown.
Well, my mother set me up with music lessons when I was very young. I started with piano, and then I learned that I love to sing as well.
When I first started, I was in the Jamestown Community Theater. My very first play I did there was The Wizard of Oz. I was 11 years old, and I played the Talking Tree 4.
I saw my mother play Mama Rose in a production of Mame on Broadway, and after that, it was all over. I had to be on the stage.
I don't have a creative bone in my body. I'm the stage manager. You've spent many summers coming back up to New Hampshire with the Playhouse. What keeps you coming back?
We're like a family. It's like the relationships everyone shares, and of course the barn under the sugar maples. It just brings me back. It's the smell, the feeling, the love, the life. It's all good.
What has been your favorite production?
It's a tricky one. I've seen a lot of productions. I would have to say, I know it's a classic, but Kiss Me Kate, that was a good one. I think that was the first one I ever saw, so that will always be in my heart.
Probably Romeo and Juliet in, I think it was 88. I was Juliet, and my dear friend Richfield was Romeo.
Very good. My favorite production was something I called Shrieking Banshees, which was a performance art piece of creative shrieking that was supposed to highlight the burden of the women's experience in America.
I just did this adaptation of the Epic of Gilgamesh in New York. It was life-changing.
I guess I have to say, I once did Shrek the Musical. It was not a typical show. But
Favorite production was in 83. I was Curly in Oklahoma. I would say that was the most fun.
Well, I've enjoyed them all. I love doing Shakespeare. So I think the last Shakespeare show we did was Midsummer Night Dream.
This is my first experience in theater, so Charlie's Aunt, I guess. That one's been interesting.
My favorite production of all time has been Peter Pan. I played Smee, one of the pirates.
They're all the same to me. They're people on stage.
Oh, God, there's so many bad ones. Noise is off.
Tough one. Been a lot of great roles that I've been fortunate to play. I enjoyed doing Peer Gynt here last summer, obviously, and I'm reprising the role of Dracul, Prince of the Undead, which I did last winter at the Art Factory Dinner Playhouse.
Equus.
You have said, on quote, that you feel strongly about breaking out of traditional molds that are stifling the artistic spirit of not only what theater is, but what it must become. Can you give an example of this?
Yes. There's this play that I love. It's called In the Tank. It's about two lobsters in a seafood restaurant in their tank. One of them is pretending to be dead so it doesn't get eaten, and the other one is waxing philosophically. Are we all really dead? What is life? Imagine doing that as a dinner theater show. And what's on the menu? Lobster. If at the end of the night no one has touched their food, it's been a raving success. That is what I want out of art.
What first brought you to the Playhouse?
Google Maps. My talent.
Well, I guess it was Gordon's insistence. He said he just had to have me up here on this stage.
Oh, I heard about Gordon in the Playhouse years ago, and I've been wanting to audition for him like forever, but this is the first year that I actually had the time.
My agent, who I no longer work with.
A friend of mine brought me here thinking they could use some of my organizational skills.
Well, I was just hanging out this summer, and my parents knew the Playhouse and they've been involved, so they just got me a job here just to get me out of the house.
A bit disillusioned with Broadway, to be honest with you, and I wanted something different in the theater.
I started actually as an intern. My mother paid for me to spend the summer in New Hampshire, and I thought I would try it out.
My mom wanted me to get a summer job, and she's a huge theater drama person. She went to Tufts. So she thought it would be a fun and enlightening experience if I went to work at the Playhouse for the summer.
Well, actually, curious enough, it was Gordon. Gordon reached out to me, came and saw me in New York, and asked me to come take a trip down in February, and here I am.
I first saw the play online, and I felt like I wanted to participate.
Well, my dear friend Gordon, he found me one day in New York, and Gordon came up to me, he complimented some of my work, and I just thought, well, maybe he's got something to offer. And I asked him what he does, and he told me, and I thought, New Hampshire? Really? Is that a place? And then he told me about his playhouse, and he said I could pretty much do anything I wanted, and it was a go from then on.
My parents, they would do the circuit, they do the Kennebunk, they do the Lakes region, and I honestly ended up liking the barn, the sugar maples. It was a real good fit.
Working in such a rustic space, what do you find is your biggest challenge here at the Playhouse?
The mosquitoes are the worst. I just can't find the right bug spray to get rid of them.
What is your favorite word?
Probably economical.
My favorite word, uterus.
Okay.
My favorite word is camaraderie.
Success.
Probably something that I've said on stage, maybe wherefore. You add so much emotion to a simple word like that.
Lights.
Zinziberaceous, it means part of or relating to the root ginger family.
Fierce.
I'd have to say luscious.
Shit.
I'd have to say impaler.
Abrasion.
Responsibility.
What is your least favorite word?
Possibly also responsibility.
Recalcitrant.
Rough.
Bland.
Ponytail.
Oh, anything mumbled.
Ugly.
The end.
Probably moist. It's a very damp word.
Penis.
What?
Maybe a curse? I would never say anything like that.
It's hexagon, and that was because I was not good at math, and I always got those ones wrong.
Expensive.
What turns you on?
Maple trees.
Why are you asking?
Everything.
Saving money.
Ooh. You asking for yourself or someone else?
I'm not sure what you mean by that, but my alarm clock wakes me up every morning.
Oh, ask Gordon. He should know.
I guess that would depend on the lighting, wouldn't it?
Dance music.
I enjoy some of the finer things in life, but...
Weird question. I think what turns me on is... I don't know, this is weird. A good burger.
No.
Oh, the arts. I just love the romance of it all.
None of your business.
What aspect of theater attracted you the most?
Oh, the passion. I just love being expressive and outgoing, and I've actually been working a lot lately on my emotional intimacy in my work.
turns you off?
Boring people.
Spending money.
Oh, before bed, I have a nice cup of chamomile tea and then I fall right to sleep.
People who chew with their mouth open. Those are a lot of food related, but
Probably the switch on the wall.
The Music Man.
Oak trees.
Microphone feedback.
Commitment.
Can't say I've found anything yet.
You know what? When I can't get the damn Coke out of the Coke machine and it eats my money anyway, it turns me right off.
Boring people.
I don't know.
People who ask me what turns me on.
So the budget for the Playhouse is understandably always tight. What are some of the ways that you guys are able to supplement with donations and corporate sponsorships?
We have one major contributor who essentially funds our entire season. She loves our Playhouse, and she kind of basically pays for most of our season. So we have to be nice to her.
Do you ever work with any corporations or large-scale companies?
Well, we do. We have a Coke machine, and this Coke machine is just it's kind of what it happens is the actors will come and they'll buy soda, and we get the money from the soda that they buy. Of course, the problem is the machine is just a nightmare. They can never get it to work. Maybe it's the actors that are dumb. Maybe it's the Coke machine that's the problem. But they just can never get the machine to work. And for some reason, I always get stuck dealing with the Coke machine. And I hate Coke.
What sound or noise do you love?
Boy, I love the sound of applause from an adoring audience.
oh, the sound of a mower cutting grass in the morning. I don't know why. I think that's just the father in me or something. I'm not a father, by the way. I don't know. I act like a dad sometimes.
A good bar down shot in hockey.
Quiet.
The sound of Luan being sanded.
The rustling of maple leaves.
Shrieking.
Belly laugh. Love hearing a belly laugh from the audience.
The sound I like is trains.
Laughter. Like that of a party down the street or a group of friends just hanging out.
Oh, I love the noise of Vernon's little black Porsche starting up and driving right back to New York.
Really like the sound of my own voice. Is that weird?
What's a theater-related sound? Personally, I like the sound of sewing machines, but related to theater. It's like a nice clicky sound, the sound of sewing machines.
How did you first decide that you were going to commit to a career in show business?
Commit's a strong word. Maybe there was pressure because I was in community theater. A lot of people were like, try it. I don't know. Commit is the right word. I mean, I'm only 22, so who knows? I mean, there's so much in the future. I mean, try. I don't know. I think I applied for law school. I could be going there. No, I'm definitely going there. But you never know. I don't know. So let's just say I try, hard try, not commit though, hard try.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Is dogs barking.
The rustling of oak leaves.
Screaming kids.
I'm going to go with barking dogs on that one.
Children laughing.
Crickets.
The sound of the saws. Building sets. Very high-pitched.
I hate when people chew really loudly.
Probably people yelling,
Raping of styrofoam. I think people who do that are awful people.
Those tiny little frogs that squeak in the middle of the night. What are they called? Peepers. I just hate them. Gross.
The sound of Tyler's expanded bald head squeezing through the backstage door.
I guess, maybe church bells that are too loud.
Music from The Music Man.
What has been your most memorable role?
Probably playing Frank in How the Other Half Loves. His desperation in trying to use humor to hide his despair speaks directly to the eternal struggle of mankind to find his place in the world. And I love to laugh.
What is your favorite curse word?
Shit. Oh.
Shit.
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 Oh, definitely shit.
I'm gonna go with shit.
Shit.
Shit. Shit.
Shit.
Shit.
I won't say it here out of respect for other people in the room.
Where do you see yourself in 30 years?
Oh boy, 30 years. Well, I think for me the sky's the limit, really. I could be headlining just about anywhere. And, maybe have another go at the Playhouse in another summer someday.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Maybe something with kids or something. That would be so fulfilling.
I suppose if I were to sort of reverse roles and take on directorship of a show, I could see myself doing that.
Well, I would love to be a ballerina. I think I could still do it at this age.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need any other profession.
I don't really dream of working, so I can't really answer that question.
Tap dancer.
I want to go to college, and I think theater's cool. I might go into that.
Lawyer.
A phone operator.
I really hadn't thought of it much because this has always been what I wanted, but I would, dare say sometime try designing a theater.
Trapeze artist.
I mean, I haven't attempted any yet, but I'd say what I'm looking to go into, probably something in the marketing sector.
Astronaut. That would be so spectacular.
I would love to be a school bus driver, teach those little assholes a lesson. What profession would you not like to do?
Teach children. No.
Ooh, an office job. That would be really boring.
I don't want to be an actor.
Something where I'm not on stage, maybe stage manager. They seem stressed out a lot.
Whatever it is that little blonde girl in the show does, because I do not want to work with her again.
Stripper. Too self-conscious. Wouldn't do it ever.
Obstetrician.
Anything ordinary.
Middle school arts teacher.
I don't know if I could be like a doctor or something. It seems a bit scary for me.
I guess I'd never want to be a trash man.
Dog training.
Am I allowed to say theater?
Most of them.
If heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
Craig, you saved the people a lot of money.
He would say, Tyler, you had me in stitches in Act 2 and tears in Act 3.
You've got a great heart, Phil.
Hoping he says something like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, on in 5, something like that.
You complete me.
I would be more concerned about seeing some of my dear friends who have passed.
You made it. I mean, being an actor would get pretty risque, so I'm just happy if I make it to those pearly gates.
If heaven exists, yeah.
That's a pretty good one. My mom raised me to be Buddhist. Although
I just want to know that, all of my nice people that I've met over the summer here, all this great theater crew, I just want to know that they'll all be up there, too.
Nice job. You made me laugh.
I think you're in the wrong place.
It doesn't.
I would want him to tell me that I was his best work yet.